Good day, everybody, and welcome to the Grumpy Old Gamers podcast. You can't teach an old gamer new tricks. I'm Ryan, and with me, as always, my good buddy Rob.
Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Good, good. How are you today?
Not too bad. You might notice the big TV behind me's gone. It's in another room now, replaced by a piddly little LCD. But it's the whole room's a work in progress. So thankfully, you can't see the floor here right now. It's just covered in like Xbox and Wii remotes, and it's pretty awful right now.
If you're not going to use any of that stuff as decoration, you should just glue them to the walls.
I should, right? Yoshi's everywhere. Like
just Yoshi's everywhere.
Hello.
The horror.
The horror. Hi. So bright here.
I am Yoshi. All right. Well, this is episode number 96, Rob.
It is.
And we got some things to talk about today. Not a whole lot, but figured we'd try and get back into summer's coming down here. It is a crappy day here it is in the Edmonton area. Kind of been raining and misting and just gross all day today. And chilly.
So we're gonna fill the time instead of news with witty banter.
Yes, we are.
For a change.
Yeah. Well, a little bit of housekeeping. We got a little notice from our podcast provider that we hit 1,000 downloads of our audio podcasts. That's Buzzsprout that we use.
Mm-hmm.
And so after I got that, I posted it on our page, just to let everybody know that we do have the podcast going. And I was goofing around in the settings here, because I mean I usually leave it up to you to just deal with the audio podcast stuff, but I found something cool in here, like under the statistics.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually see where everyone's downloading our stuff from, and to my surprise, of all of our audio podcasts, all 95 episodes now,
mm-hmm.
67% of all downloads have come out of the United States. That blew my mind, because honestly, I figured like I download it, you download it, my mom downloads
I don't usually
it,
download
my
it.
sister,
We probably should, just to get the stats up, right? We're so freaking lazy that way.
Yeah.
I don't watch the YouTube. I don't download the podcasts. We're really hurting ourselves more than.
But so 67% of our downloads actually happen in the US. 22% come out of Canada. And then it starts breaking down further from there. Like after, in third place is Germany. Apparently, some people in Germany like to listen to us.
Danke. Is that German? That's German, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Achtung.
Know that one.
Yeah. Thank you, you two. Then fourth place is United Kingdom.
Not going to do a Cockney accent. That's just going to offend some people.
Fifth place is Brazil. Sixth place is Mexico. And the last one I'll mention here is the one that got me excited, is Russia. Somebody in mother freaking Russia is downloading our podcast, Rob.
Thank you.
Yes, that's all I can. But it further breaks it down to the major cities where these people are. And apparently we have some fans in San Jose, California, because that is where the majority of all of our downloads are coming from. So, you know what? If you're listening to this and you're our fans in San Jose, just drop us an email. We'd love to hear from you. Just say hi, say how you discovered us.
Let us know how warm it is there compared to here.
Yeah,
Like, it's really cold here right now.
we can yeah, we can share weather stories.
Mm-hmm.
How it's so hot for you and so cold for us. So that goes for any of the other ones we're going to mention here, because I mean some of these just blew my mind. Like Calgary, Alberta. Some Calgarians listen to an Edmonton-based podcast.
Stop it. Go find something else to No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. We have a fan or some fans in Washington, Virginia. Hello.
I've always been impressed by how in the United States of America you'll find the same city name in like 5 different places.
Yeah.
Notice that as we were driving through there a couple of years ago, because we haven't been able to drive
Anywhere
in your lovely country for quite some time. But yeah, there'll be a buffalo in the middle of the country, and you'll be like, "Is that not in New York?" No, okay.
Isn't there an Edmonton in Texas?
Edmonton, Kentucky.
Edmonton, Kentucky. Yeah.
Edmonton, Kentucky. That's right. So if you're listening to us from Edmonton, Kentucky, hello.
How's it going, eh?
That's what we say because we're Canadian.
Uh-huh.
According to every popular media ever.
So
you know what I mean.
Yeah. Our friends in Germany look like they're from Frankfurt.
Oh, very nice.
The Russian ones were downloaded right from Moscow.
Very nice. Very nice. We appreciate your hockey.
Absolutely.
Yes. Very good hockey players out of there.
There are a lot of city and town names here that I can't even begin to pronounce, but I will pronounce Guadalajara. Thank you. Thank you for downloading and listening to us.
Thank you. What Ryan said. I'm not going to butcher your lovely town.
There's a city called The Villages in Florida.
Nice.
So yeah, well, it was eye-opening for me. Like I honestly, you know what, we do this for the love of it, not for the fame. And
thank goodness, because
yeah,
not getting anywhere.
Because if I was betting the mortgage on this, we'd be in trouble. But
sweet YouTube money.
That does me some good to see that we're reaching out so far. So you know what, if you're any of our fans, just drop us a line, send us an email to makeusgrumpy@gmail.com. Just say hey, say hello in your native language. we'd love to hear from you. All right, let's move on into news. So we caught the first day news of Gamescom there, which was the Xbox event that we reported on last week.
Right.
And this week there's some highlights here of some of the other stuff coming up. I think the first 5 stories here are all Gamescom reveals. So Saints Row is getting rebooted.
Is that the original Saints Row?
Apparently.
Okay. Got the article right here.
Yeah, it's being rebooted, rebranded. I haven't played one yet, but I've seen lots of funny clips online of antics that happen in the game, and I guess that's kind of what they're known for, is just how crazy and wacky the game is. So
that's interesting. Yeah, it's the original characters aren't in this one.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I guess that's why it's a reboot, not like a
absolutely,
like a remaster or
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It looked entertaining, the launch trailer there. I might give her a try when it eventually comes out. Also, the it might be too late today, or by the time I post this tomorrow, but in celebration of this, the Epic Game Store gave away Saints Row 3 for free,
Oh, okay.
uh, to just celebrate it, and they're doing that for a week. So if you're listening to this, head right over to the Epic Game Store. You might be able to pick up Saints Row 3 for free. What else we got here? Oh, so this one really caught my attention. Marvel's Midnight Suns. So it's coming from the developer Firaxis, who they are the ones who made the XCOM games. And so this is another turn-based strategy, like RPG type game, just like the XCOM games, but done with Marvel characters.
Okay.
And I think there's a Midnight Suns. Yes, there is a run of Marvel comics called the Midnight Suns, and I guess this will kind of loosely follow that. But I mean, the trailer and the gameplay they showed made it look like a lot of fun. I like some good turn-based strategies like that, and
Sure, you bet.
I mean, XCOM 2 is awesome. Put a bunch of hours into that. And you know what? I love to play me some Marvel stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfect time to launch. Everyone's desperately clinging to something with Marvel that won't suck.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
In video games, anyway.
In video games,
yeah.
yeah. That really kind of surprises me that like Nintendo's been able to hold on to Marvel Ultimate Alliance for it's got to be 2 years now. Hey,
Yeah,
you think
I am surprised.
You think it'd show up on the other systems by now, but no, not yet.
Good on them.
Yeah,
which means it's still $80.
Yeah, it is. It's still a full price game. All right. What else we got here? Oh, they gave the official release date instead of just 2022 for Horizon Forbidden West. That's going to be February 18th, 2022.
Very nice.
Yeah. So
that's a game I've been meaning to try and get into.
The first one.
The original one there, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to take another run at it here. They just last week they put out a PS5 patch for it for the nice. 4K 60 frames per second. But that's it. No other advancements. Yeah, no controller stuff or anything. But I'm sure there's a director's cut coming.
Oh, sure. And you know what? Honestly, the game looked amazing when it came out too. Yeah. It's like give it 60 frames. I know in the PC you can get 4K 60. Maybe try that out too, but
I bounced off of it a little hard because I was just working through a backlog of games like I constantly am. And I just finished Red Dead Redemption 2. And I went into that. And I don't know, it was something about just finding your way around and the controls just didn't feel as intuitive as Red Dead Redemption 2 did. Sure. And that's not saying a lot because the controls in Red Dead Redemption 2 are not intuitive at all.
Okay.
So I think I just bounced off. Like I was hyped like for another single player game like that, and I'm gonna take another run at it. I put about 15 hours in.
Well, I mean that's a pretty good slice of time.
But I hit this point where I didn't know what to do next. Like literally,
I call that life, Ryan. I call that life.
Everything around me was too high level, and I didn't want to take it on again. Right. Am I talking about the game or just a life?
Or just about life.
Just about life in general.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we'll watch for this new one to come out February 18th. What else we got? Oh, big Halo Infinite announcement. They gave a release date for that. They kind of quietly announced before they gave this release date, though, that the co-op and the the Forge, which I guess is part of the multiplayer, online multiplayer, uh,
Hmm.
will, will not be available at launch.
Sure.
But yeah, it's going to be December 8th. And with their announcement, they caused a big stir with their Halo Special Edition and Series X. Did you
Mm-hmm.
see that?
No, I didn't.
No,
What's
it's pretty nice. It's got some it kind of makes it look like it's like Master Chief's armor a bit. Like just
Oh, the actual console. Yes,
yeah.
yes. Sorry, I did see that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they also released a what is Xbox called their like high-end controller?
The Elite
The
controller, right?
Elite, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they released one it's in like Master Chief green with a gold
Sure.
D-pad button. That's uh I was looking at that and I was like, ooh, it's a good looking joystick, but I don't know, 220
Yeah.
bucks Canadian.
That's an awful lot of money for a controller.
That's awful.
I mean, I'm sure it's a great controller,
Yeah,
but I don't think you or I are quite gamer enough to really
no,
need a,
no, not quite.
you know,
No, but I need to settle down and quit playing between PC, PlayStation, and Xbox and just pick one and then make an investment like that. That's
right. I'm still a Mad Cats level gamer.
yeah.
If you can move, you're golden.
um, so there's that new uh Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge coming out, which is kind of a reimagining of the arcade game. And they announced during Gamescom that April O'Neil is going to be a playable character, which is something that wasn't in the
That
original one there.
that's very interesting. It looks like a very fun little game. I don't know anything really about it though. Is it coming out for everything or
Well, I mean, there's no release dates or anything yet, but I think everyone's just kind of assuming at this point.
Mhm.
It's from the studio that did the Streets of Rage 4,
Okay.
and that came out on everything. It's even on my fridge.
It's true,
It's not on my fridge.
but it could be.
It could be.
Talk to us, Sega. Sega.
Um, did you watch the uh jungle? There's some sort of Jungle Book content coming to the Fall Guys. Did you hear anything about that?
No.
Okay.
I've been gone all week. I
Yeah.
um not not that I've always got some sort of excuse, but I did not hear about our Fall Guys.
Yeah. Well, this might be just an event. I thought when I skimmed this earlier, I thought it was something to do with the new season, but I think it's a
Hmm.
Jungle Book event. So yeah, that was Gamescom. There was almost like more big announcements at a Gamescom than there was out of E3 this year. It seemed like, right? Like things that
Sure.
got people more excited.
And there wasn't anyone spoiling stuff out of Gamescom either. I think that's a big thing. Like when
Oh yeah,
E3 came out, everyone knew half the stories already.
that's true, right? Like whether they've been
Hmm.
teased
Yep.
or anything like that. Hmm. A little bit of happy news. I think this wasn't a Gamescom. I think that's it for our Gamescom stuff. Uh, Norman Reedus was quoted as saying that they're doing a second Death Stranding,
Which I
and that
guess is a surprise to absolutely no one.
yeah,
But
uh, they at Gamescom they did release another 10-minute trailer of all the new stuff coming in the director's cut, and I'm definitely going to pick it up.
oh sure.
it, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I didn't know about the jetpack. There's a little jetpack. It doesn't really propel you higher, but it just helps you if you jump off
Sure.
a cliff. It slows your fall.
Is it powered by P?
No, this one's powered by poop.
Hmm.
Yeah, or a
Hmm.
combination of the two.
Oh,
No, they don't talk about what powers it.
it's babies. It's powered by babies.
That's where your baby goes, right? Yee.
Baby
Uh,
back, baby back, baby back ribs.
so some people,
People
uh,
who know people.
I guess Austin Evans got his hands.
Luckiest people in the world.
Austin Evans got his hands on one of those. We talked about it last week that there's a new
Mm-hmm.
PS5 out there, a new manufactured one,
Sure
and
is.
he teared it apart to see what the difference is. And uh the one major difference is how much they reduced the heat sink.
Yep.
And I guess that kind of correlates to the our something we talked about a few weeks back, that that Sony's actually making money on their consoles now. So
Which
yeah,
we're so thankful for.
yeah, but it's because they dropped a bunch of copper out of the PS5. That's also why it weighs less now too, I guess, right?
Yep. The heatsink is like half of what it was.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to actually, you know what? I'll screen share. Here I go. We always make it much more dramatic than it has to be, and then I forget where the damn heat screen share is. Did they move it again? No, there we go. Okay. Screen share. Bam. Okay. Share. You can see my screen now.
I can see it.
You can see that ad for. Okay.
Yeah.
So right here is the new one, and there's the old one there, and you can just see it's got a drastic amount of different of less copper, which they actually weighed the difference, and it was 300 grams, so or minus 0.02 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then here's the new fan compared to the old fan.
It's got some bigger blades on it.
Yeah, it does have some bigger blades. Probably because they needed to have more airflow to deal with the lack of heatsink.
Also in his they also mentioned that it seems like it runs 3 to 5 degrees
Hotter?
yeah,
Yeah,
3 to
it's
5 degrees Celsius hotter than the original. So well, so that's the exhaust coming off of it is 3 to 5 degrees hotter. So technically that means that it's running that much hotter, right? That's how that works.
Yeah, they said the external temperature. It's because of course if you take things off to measure the internal, and then you've got an open air system.
Yeah, and it's not.
Yeah, I mean you lose that much heatsink, and it's it's gonna run warmer, right? It's
Apparently
that's interesting.
in a side-by-side test, though, apparently no increase in noise, though, which I guess is pretty important. I mean, if that thing's throwing off more heat, as long as it's not cooking anything,
Yeah,
all right,
it's
fine.
we'll kind of see it long term. It's PlayStation does have a kind of nasty history. We were just talking about this of making things cheaper in
Yeah,
future versions of their systems, like all the way back to the PS2. I guess the PS1, you had like the little mini one and stuff like that, but it's we'll see what the long-term effects are, because these things already run so hot to begin with that 3 to 5 degrees, add some dust, add a fan slowly dying, then
add some cat hair.
cat hair in the Cashmere household. It's just a big ball of cat
The cat just sleeps right on top of it.
right on top of it because it's warm. Why wouldn't you? So yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting.
I nearly skipped over this other story. I nearly missed it here. So China is instilling a ban that limits teens to only 3 hours a week of online gameplay to hopefully curb gaming addiction.
Yeah.
And it's an hour and a half on a Friday or a Saturday, or Friday and Saturday.
Yep. Because gaming addiction is China's biggest problem right now. And I heard someone say that, I have heard some people say, oh, well, why don't they just play under their parents' names or something like that? But you actually, in order to get an online account in China, you need to have, you register with this, like, it's called QQ, I heard. You have to get like some sort of a card or something like that, or there's some sort of certification, because if you get internet in China, it goes through the government, right? So using a VPN won't help. Or probably wouldn't. Maybe there's some guy who can do it, but people have been trying for years to bypass things when they live in China, get past the Great Firewall of China, get past. It's been locked down pretty good. So, with everything they could be worrying about right now, at least their kids aren't playing games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, the upside on this is that I'm just not going to play like Apex Legends on Fridays and Saturday nights anymore. I'll be a big champion the rest of the week.
There you go.
Because I'm not getting pwned by.
Yeah. Imagine those 3 hours during the weekend. It's going to be. Although to be fair, they're Friday night, Saturday night. You're sleeping anyway, so.
I don't know the time difference.
It's got to be a bunch. I don't know it either, but China's really far away.
Yeah,
that's a geography lesson from us, the grumpy old gamers.
Do we have
China's
some
a long way away.
Or Asian downloads were from Russia, so we're not making it through the Great Firewall of China yet. Maybe that's their problem. Maybe they just need to blast us and
that's
bunch of their channels. We'll just lull their kids to sleep. That'll
yes.
And their gaming addiction. No, don't make us listen to them again.
We'll be good.
We'll be good, I promise.
No more revolutions.
Hey Rob, guess what?
I can see what you're. Go ahead. Go ahead. The second you say that on this show, everyone knows what you're about to say. So
the No Man's Sky dropped its 5th anniversary patch today, the big 3.0 patch.
Right.
And it's called Frontiers. And they've been heavily teasing it the past couple of weeks. And they there's like villages now and like towns that you can like take over and manage and like build and protect and it's the best comparison I read here is that it's you get your own Mos Eisley airport or spaceport.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. I tried to get into it a little before the show here, and of course I had to update, and then I had to find where I was in the universe, and but I did all that, and I got back to my home base, and I basically got the quest that started me towards one of these settlements. So if it's super cool, I will have more updates on that in the future, but for now that pretty big update. I honestly haven't played in probably 3 or 4 months. Haven't fired the game up, and I noticed right off the bat I don't know if it's just in this update or if it happened sometime in the time I haven't been playing, but they totally revamped the build
Hmm.
system. Used to just be very like um what's a good term for like, you know, when you're going deep into menus where it's
Oh,
like
okay.
it was
Yeah.
very sub menu driven.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like you would go to like power and then you go to your generator and then you go to the, you know, and like you'd be five things deep and it was all just done
Right.
on the d-pad with up and down, right? But now the build screen like pops right up and it takes up your entire screen, and
Okay.
you don't have to go to sub menus, you just point and click on the things you want. um but a lot of that and a lot of like, um I know they've been doing a lot of fidelity upgrades, and I could definitely notice it, and sound effect upgrades too, like
Hmm.
things that I've listened to for the 300 plus hours I've played the game are different sounding now, and it's a little weird. But yeah, hopefully I get a little more time to play that.
And that's your weekly No Man's Sky update,
My
courtesy
weekly,
of Ryan Cashmere.
yeah,
Well, good. I mean, honestly, at this point, they could stop upgrading it, and people would be like, you know what, you did good.
yeah.
But they
Well,
still
this
keep
is the
doing it.
fifth anniversary update.
Yeah. I mean, the first 2 years really don't count because it took them that long to make it a great game, but
Yeah,
they have they've definitely come around since then.
I mean, who are they? World of Warcraft? Uh, I hope not.
Not a lot to talk about Blizzard.
And then the last thing I just added this while we were talking here. I've seen a lot of articles from numerous news sites, and everybody has a source that's
Oh
confirming
yeah.
this. And we've talked about this before, but
Yep.
I thought I'd mention it, and um, that the rumor flying around is that we're very soon are going to see Game Boy and Game Boy Color on the Switch Online app.
Remember when everyone was sure we were getting a Switch Pro?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nintendo just they don't want to give us what we want. They want to give us what they want.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it would make sense, which means they won't do it. They'll release something with cardboard or
You know, we can roll this into a making us grumpy a little bit, because they need to do the UI is fine, but it could be so much better
oh yeah, and
on
the
the
store is
Switch.
atrocious.
And like
How about some shopping by category?
like they're making
All the money,
all the money on the
so much
Switch.
money.
Just put a little into development on that instead of putting a better screen on it. Like,
Hmm.
or with the better screen, give us something better to look at. Because, and yeah, but like almost all these articles that people are like, you know, it's pretty bad when the Wii U had a better store and access to
It
like old
did
games than the Switch
absolutely.
does,
Hmm.
you know?
Yep.
Like its virtual console or whatever was 100 times better. It had
Oh, absolutely.
it had Game Boy Advance, Wii,
Turbo Graphics. It
Turbo
had
Graphics.
arcade games. It had Sega games. It
It
had
had some GameCube as well.
yeah.
You know, like, come on, we're 5 years into this system. Like,
Hmm.
this stuff, this stuff should have been here a long time ago. Long time ago.
How about a Wii Fit 2? That'll be there or something like that, where you stand on the Switch or something. Trying to
That,
think of like the goofiest thing they could come up with.
I thought that was Ring Fit. That was Wii Fit 2. That was the
Right.
subtitle of.
I guess you could look at that. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I don't know. Nintendo.
Nintendo. You make it so hard to love you sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, we still do.
We still do,
We
but
don't know why. It's like legacy. It's like being an Oilers fan
yeah.
because you remember how great things were. So every year you're like, well, maybe it'll get good again, and then your heart gets broken
Mm-hmm.
and you get sad.
And you
For our
drink.
American friends, we're talking about the Edmonton Oilers hockey team, not the Houston Oilers
Football team, right?
football. Yeah, if they're not
Is it,
even in Houston anymore.
are they?
No, they or did I can't remember who was it. Are they the Tennessee Titans now? Sorry, America. We really apologize for this.
New dude about it.
we really, yeah, we're alienating our fan base now.
Our largest
Um,
downloaders.
we should talk about something else. Like, what are you playing, Ryan?
Well, this is a very rare week where we both have only played one new game, and it's the same game that we
It's the
both
same
have
game.
played.
Yep. Microsoft Solitaire Collection.
Microsoft Solitaire Collection. I played me some of that this weekend, and
Klondike and Spider and
dude,
other types.
dude,
Boy,
bro, you don't
easily the
even.
best solitaire collection on the Xbox. Probably ever. No.
No,
What'd you really play, Ryan?
I really played Psychonauts 2. A lot of people were very excited for this,
Mhm.
and uh, I was just chalking this up to another game that I'd missed out on my console snobbery years of the Xbox and 360 and PlayStation and whatnot.
Mhm.
And you informed me that it was only actually ever on the Xbox. Like this is like a
I believe so.
yeah,
I believe it at Xbox and then later PC, maybe, but maybe not PC.
yeah.
But yeah, definitely never on Sony or any of that other stuff. Unless I'm wrong, I should probably Google that.
Well,
You
anyway,
keep talking at all.
yeah, okay. Anyways, yeah, this game, I like that it gave you a warning right off the bat that if you have I didn't quite catch the name of it, but if you have the fear of teeth, that you shouldn't you shouldn't play this game
That's right. Yeah. Yep. That was funny.
right off the bat, and very much so because the very first level there is very mouth and teeth intensive. Um, but yeah, you know what? It's a good little platformer. Very a lot of creative stuff going on in it. You get a whole bunch of powers. Like, uh, is it weird that I um kind of felt like Spyro, Spyro-ish, like just the kind of feel of like
The platforming as well,
yeah,
like is
like the
very
the
Spirish.
just the kind of feel how just running around the levels and
So I apologize to whoever's screaming at the monitor or the headphones or whatever right now. It also came out for the PlayStation 2. I did not know that.
oh, it did, eh? Okay.
And then eventually for Mac OS once they acquired the license. Um, okay. But yeah, so it did come out for PlayStation 2 back in the day.
Okay.
I never saw anyone play it on PlayStation 2, but it
The
was a thing.
story is pretty cool too. Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
you're going into people's minds, and so that kind of gives like free reign to like
Hmm.
crazy level designs and like just cool little ideas. And yeah, I put just over an hour into it, and yeah, I'm liking it. I'm gonna put some more time into it for sure.
Very nice.
One thing I liked is that I was playing it on my PC, and then I went and
Hmm.
tried to just talk. Well, went out to the living room. I was on the couch playing it for a bit too. Like
Yep.
your save game there. I love that, but it just transfers between the two so seamlessly.
Hmm.
What'd you think of Psychonauts 2?
I really enjoyed it. I've meant to play the original game for so long. I'm a huge Schaefer fan, right? Like Maniac Mansion and Day of the Tentacle and all that good stuff. But I just never got around to Psychonauts. So when this came out, available on Game Pass,
Game
Game
Pass.
Game Pass. Um, yeah, I put about 5 or 6 hours in it now, and yeah, I'm just absolutely loving it. It's art style so unique.
Yeah.
The
Very makes me think very Tim Burton.
Yes, exactly.
Very
It's
Tim
very much
Burton-esque.
so. And the characters are all exaggerated heads and faces and
Hmm.
um honestly, it's the gameplay is okay, but you keep playing because the writing is just awesome. Like, it's funny. The characters are funny. You care what's happening to the story. So the platforming you kind of just do, and it's like you collect stuff and there's side missions and stuff like that, but you kind of just want to see what happens. And then you get into these worlds in people's heads, and you're like, it's like the things that they do in it. I mean, there's no end to what they could do with it, right? Because it's people's imaginations and in their minds, and really well done. And I'm glad it's getting really well received, because it took like 16 years to get this game out,
Yeah.
since the first one there. So great to see. Hopefully there's more Double Fine games, before 16 years comes again, because they always knock it out of the park. So the one thing and this is just me being nitpicky, I hate games where you can't save whenever you want. I mean, it just seems like such a 2021 thing that you can just be like, I'm leaving, I'm going to start exactly where I'm at.
Yep.
And that this game has auto saves. And now when you leave, it does tell you how long it's been since your last save. But it still just seems like nowadays, they could do something with that. But
it kind of seems like it was the cutscenes that were almost causing the saves.
Yeah, they never really tell you, do they?
They don't. It's like but you never get that message at the beginning that's like, hey, if you see this symbol, don't turn your power off.
Yeah. Which is such a classic thing too, right? The don't power off your system while we're saving.
Yeah, well, the memory card's writing.
Oh.
It's happening.
Yeah, which I guess in modern day systems now, it would almost be impossible, because they save so darn fast, Ryan.
It's true. So yeah, we don't have a lot to talk about. Like I've been dabbling in my usual stuff, like Apex Legends, and I got I think I was talking the Jurassic World PC game, Fallen Order. I think it's what it's called. I always forget. Anyways, yeah, I've been playing that. Just whenever I didn't actually have a lot of time for gaming this past past week.
Being a grown-up sucks sometimes.
It really does.
Yeah.
Well, we went on a little trip on the weekend, so
yeah,
a lot of my gaming time happens on a weekend too. Like when I'm trying new stuff, and I didn't have time for that.
And I was out of town all week, so once I came back into town, it was time with the family. And I do have a funny gaming PC story. If any of you have ever heard of a YouTube channel called Gamers Nexus, who doesn't need our advertisement, he's got like 3.5-4 million fans. He's also got the nickname Tech Jesus, which is the best nickname for basically what they do is they take apart, they do lots of technical, in-depth teardowns of cases, power supplies, monitors. And he just recently did one on the exploding Gigabyte power supplies.
Oh yeah.
Which they showed them, like they had 3 or 4 of them that they had basically. So what happens is these power supplies, the thermal almost a thermal fuse, but it's not a thermal fuse, like an overprotect. It's supposed to shut the power supply down when it draws too much for too long. On this particular power supply, sometimes it just makes an explosion. And it happens a lot. Like if you look at reviews of this, it's a Gigabyte, I can tell you exactly what it is. The P70GM 80 plus gold. That's how I know why. Because I watched these videos and I did my typical, oh man, that sucks for whoever has those. And I'm like, they talked about how Newegg and Memory Express and these other places were trying to clear them out cheaply. And I'm like, for my my sleeper PC, I remember getting an 80 gold power supply really cheaply. And I looked at the model and if you own, is it showing inverted?
No, it's
Okay.
showing to me properly.
On mine it's backwards, but that's good. If you have this power supply, there's a list of serial numbers for which ones you should email Gigabyte and get an RMA on, because yes, it's something like a 50% failure rate of that run. Oh no, come on, come back. Hey, look at that.
Focus, Rob, focus.
Yeah, so if you have the power supply, do not turn your computer on. And I won't be doing mine until I get a replacement of some sort.
Man, oh man.
Yeah, but it's very fun. They actually have they call it the PSU speed run, because Gigabyte came back and said, well, you're just doing it wrong, you're dumb. And they were talking about like making some things, and it was over time. So he's like, okay. So they got a power supply tester, which is basically just a variable power supply with readouts and doodads. And they filmed from when they turned it on, and they didn't break the camera. Like it was a still shot, so they weren't panning, there was no editing. And they went through the different voltage levels, and then down, and then up, and then down. And it was like 25 minutes when they hit the and it did have its proper thermal fail a couple times. The third time, it exploded out the top. There was a big thing of
yeah.
So yeah, that's not supposed to happen with your power supplies. They're supposed to shut themselves down to protect themselves, absolutely. But they're not supposed to explode all the time. So,
well, at least they're doing RMAs. I mean,
there are some real problems with people trying to get RMAs. Some people say yes, it's going okay. Some people are having some real trouble. So it's not a definite, but it's about the only thing you can do if so yeah, my moral of the story is, if you're buying a power supply, there's lots of places you can research. The 80 plus gold, bronze, or whatever doesn't necessarily relate to the reliability of the power supply. It relates to how constant of that power draw it can stay at higher loads. It does not mean the parts in there won't explode. I never knew the difference, but there's like Linus Tech Tips and Gamers Nexus. There are things you can do for research, because most of us, with our power supply, it's like the last thing we think of. It's like, oh, this power supply has the right plug I need, I'm going to get it because it's cheap. But it's the one thing in your computer that when it goes, can destroy everything.
Yeah, literally.
So it really is something that we as gamers should be paying more attention to.
Yeah.
And that's my story, Ryan. I hope it's not very often we have like moments of actually providing valuable service to anyone, but if anyone out there is listening, and probably not at this point, if you have this power supply, take it out of your computer. Yeah,
you don't especially if you got a fancy new video card in there or something.
Oh yeah, I cannot imagine if it took a 3080 Ti with it or something like that. That would be. Now, granted, if you had a 3080 Ti, you'd have like 1,000-watt power supply. But if it was a 3060 or a 3060 Ti or 6700 or something, that'd be bad. Be real bad.
All right.
There you go. Off my soapbox.
Well, if you don't have any other tech tips for us, Rob, we all
just got this rash that won't go away on the inside of my little bit. No, nothing.
I don't know how that relates to tech, but we'll get you a doctor's appointment right away here.
It hurts real bad.
That free Canadian healthcare.
That's right.
Well, I'll bring this crazy train on into the station, and just say thank you, everyone from all over the world who watches or listens to us. We appreciate you and hope you have fun hanging out with us. If you want to send us an email and got any questions, concerns, just want to say hey, you can email us at makeusgrumpy@gmail.com. You can also check out our website. I've been doing updates on it lately. Instead of just pointing
nice.
out.
Nice.
It's thegrumpyoldgamers.com. Head on over there and you can check out some of the original content we've created. And look us up on Facebook. That's honestly where most of the activity happens. Just search out the Grumpy Old Gamers there and come say hey. But yeah, other than that, thank you for hanging out with us, and we will catch you next week. See ya.
Have a good night.